It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl, the science quiz program here in the Prince George's schools, where we bring together outstanding elementary and middle school students and test their scientific literacy. Test your own. Play along today. See how many questions you can answer. Two great schools here today, two great elementary schools from Glenarden Woods and from Glendale. Let's meet the players right now from Glenarden Woods. Say hello to Daniel. Daniel, wave to everybody at home if you would. They're wearing matching shirts over there. Jed is our captain. Hey, Jed, welcome to the program. And Linnea is here today, too. Nice to have you with us. And they're playing against Glendale. Talha is the captain. And Gozi, welcome to the show. Wave to everyone. It looks like you're a safety patrol, too, and you're wearing those matching shirts with the Gators on. Talha, nice to have you here, our captain. And Emmanuel, good to have you on the program here. You know, here on the Science Bowl, we have 6 categories of questions. If you're not familiar with our show, let's share those categories with you right now.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing, and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
And here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty. The easier questions worth 5 and 10 points. They're on the left-hand side. The tougher ones, 15, 20, and 25, the toughest in each category. Both of our teams start out at 50 points. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds today, one of these 2 teams will come back to play in a subsequent round, maybe making it to the semifinals. Let's go over and make sure everything's working properly. Let's go to that red team. Jed, try the buzzer for me. It looks good. It sounds good. Good luck to you and to Linnea and to Daniel. And how about that green team buzzer? Talha. All right. Looks like it's in good shape as well. Good luck to you, to Emmanuel and Ngozi. Congratulations, guys, on being chosen to represent your schools. Let's have a good game. May the better team win. We go alphabetically. So Glenarden Woods, Jed, let's play the bowl. Go.
Science Potpourri for 10.
Science Potpourri for 10 points. We're going to start out with a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. This animal, the rock hyrax, looks like a rodent, but it is actually a close relative of the elephant. It has 2 of its lower incisor teeth grow out into these, yes, Glenarden Woods.
Tusks?
Yeah, it gets little tusks, just like an elephant. Linnea, she's happy. That's a good answer. All right, you drew first blood here. Go red, go Jed.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. A basic word to which prefixes and suffixes can be added is called one of these words, the same word that names the structure, Glenarden Woods.
Root word?
A root word, that's right. And the same structure that anchors a plant to the ground. That's why it's in the green things category. All right, you're off to a good start here. Go again, Jed.
Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. These social insects, known as white ants, form huge colonies and are fond of eating wood. Glenarden Woods.
Termites?
Termites, yes indeed. You know, that's why you have an inspector come out periodically and check your home to make sure that there are no droppings where you can see that the termites are gnawing away at your house's infrastructure. All right, Talha, get ready. You got to jump on that buzzer. Ngozi and Emmanuel, nudge him, poke him. He's a big guy. He can take it. Let's get in the game here. Go red.
Let's get physical for 15.
Physical for 15 points. Here's your question. If you put something in the refrigerator and you don't wrap it tightly in foil or plastic wrap, it'll start to quickly lose moisture. A process known by this D. Glendale.
I'd like to pass it on to her.
Yes, sir.
I think it is. What was it?
They put you on the spot over there. I know you had. What was your idea, Manuel? What were you thinking?
I was thinking.
Let's go over to Glenarden
Mold.
Woods.
Mold?
Let's go over to Glenarden Woods here. If you don't wrap food in a refrigerator tightly in plastic wrap, it will lose moisture. It's a process known by this D initialed word.
Dehydrate.
That's right. It will dehydrate. And a lot of times you pull out food and you think, oh, I can't eat this because all the water has just disappeared. Yeah. Okay. Go again, Red.
Body systems for 10.
Body for 10 points. Herbivores like cows and elephants, and omnivores like us, all have large varieties of these teeth designed to grind food.
Molars.
Molars is right, yes indeed. All right, Emmanuel, he knew that one. Make sure you ring in first and then we'll recognize you so the director can get a nice shot, but I like your enthusiasm. You're up to 60, 100 for Glenarden Woods. Let's keep it going here. Go green.
Green things for 5 points.
Green things for 5 points. Listen carefully to this. Remember, it's a green things category. If you run with your dog, you're known as one of these runners, an adjective that also is the name of the covering of the outside of a tree. Glenarden Woods.
Bark.
You're a bark runner. Exactly right. That's the outside of the tree. Go red.
Zoo parade for 15.
Zoo parade for 15 points. It's a visual question. We have another picture to show you here in the studio for zoo for 15 points. This glass lizard looks very much like a snake. But unlike a snake, it has eyelids, which means it can blink. And it has openings in its head so it can do this. Glenarden Woods.
Here.
It can hear, that's right, because snakes normally don't have ears. This lizard does. It does. So it does fool people into thinking that it is a snake. All right, Glenarden.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Some renowned baseball players that hit over 60 home runs in a season have been denied entry into baseball's Hall of Fame because they were accused of using these muscle-building drugs.
Steroids.
Glendale.
Steroids.
Say it again.
Steroids.
Yes, steroids is right. Absolutely right. Okay, green, go again.
Let's get physical for 5 points.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Let's do that. All right. Mailmen are expected to make their appointed rounds no matter the weather. Even if it's this wintry precipitation, often can... You can answer.
Hail.
Not hail. Glendale, let me repeat the question for you. Mailmen are expected to make their appointed rounds no matter the weather, even if it's this wintry precipitation, often confused with freezing rain.
Blizzard.
Too many voices
Do
here.
it.
Who's answering?
Okay, I'll do it. Blizzard.
Not blizzard, no. Sleet. Sleet is confused with freezing rain. All right, the buzzer has rung. We've come to the end of the first round. Our score is Glenarden Woods 120. Right behind them, Glendale is at 75. More Science Bowl straight ahead. We'll be right back, and we're going to talk to the players, too. And welcome back to Science Bowl. Before we ask any more science questions, a few personal ones of our players. Let's find out about them. They're all great kids. Let's go to Glenarden Woods. And Glenarden Woods, the winningest school in the elementary division in our last 37 years. So you guys have a lot of plaques over in your school testifying to your success. Nice to have you guys here. Tell us a little bit about your school, Jed. Who's your principal?
Mr. B.
Mr. B. And Mr. Badwan is here today, and he's cheering you on. And who's the coach of your team?
Miss Foster.
Yes, indeed. And this is her first year as the coach, and I know she has worked very hard. Joyce, thank you for all of that you've done to get the team here today. And you have, I think, 4 alternates, don't you? Yeah, can you give me their first names?
Eddie, John, David, and Allison.
We'll bring them all out, and you don't even need a sheet there to remind yourself. You're a great player. Tell me about Glenarden Woods. We know it is very good at Science Bowl. What are some of the things that you like to brag about?
Glenarden Woods, it's good because the teachers are very nice most of the time, and they grade very well. Like, they don't give out on those details.
Yeah.
They grade well.
Well, they want to,
They teach us
you know,
well.
your ego is important, and you want to make sure that you're being recognized for the good work you do. And if you don't have nice teachers, you don't want to go to school, you know, because that's the whole thing right there. So you're very fortunate. What do you want to do someday, Jed?
When I grow up, I want to be a soccer player, and then after that, I might want to be a chemist or an engineer.
Wow, all right, you've got it all planned out. Tremendous. Linnea, tell us about yourself. What do you do in your spare time?
I like to build Legos.
Yeah, what have you built?
Like a phoenix.
Yeah.
Like the phoenix from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I've built his fox.
There's something called Legoland. Have you ever been to Legoland?
No, and it actually, like the wings actually move.
Wow.
One of them is broken
Sounds like
right
you
now.
might be an engineer of some kind someday. What is your ambition? Have you thought about it yet?
I want to be an author.
An author. Yeah, you tell me about your sister who won a prize here in the write-a-book competition. I hope you follow in her footsteps. You're doing a nice job today. Daniel, nice to have you here today. You want to be a software engineer, a video game designer, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you do in your spare time? I guess
Well-
you play video games, yeah?
I play a lot of video games, and I think I feel like video games are something to look up to after a long week of working.
Yeah. It's relaxation.
Yes, and after I play those video games, I feel inspired, and I feel like, well, wouldn't it be fun to design those games for other players?
That's very
Other
noble.
players?
That's very noble. You want to give other kids the same enjoyment that you had
Yes.
as a kid, right? You're playing a nice game today, Dan. Let's go over to Glendale. Talha, tell us about Glendale. Who's your principal?
Miss Porterfield.
Yes, indeed, and she's very proud of you guys. And who's the coach of your team?
Mr. Gabriel.
Mr. Gabriel, he's a great guy, and I know he's been working hard to get that team assembled over here. And Jade, thank you for all the work you have been doing to get this team ready. Any alternates on your team?
Yes, we have Chelsea.
Yeah, she'll be out. I know she's back there. She's cheering, even though we can't hear her. She's down the hall from where we're taping this. Something about Glendale you really like, you want to share with the audience?
Oh, I also really like the teachers. They're very nice and they're really fun to be with.
Boy, what a nice thing, and to be with too, yeah, because you spend a lot of time with your teacher, and you know, you want to have a good relationship from the get-go, and that's so important. That's the best thing that a school has going for it. What do you want to do someday?
I want to be a doctor or a mathematician.
Ah, so you're very good at math and science. You got everything going for you. Emmanuel, you're a soccer player, aren't you? Yeah. And I was asking him earlier, I said, did you watch the World Cup? And he said, yeah, I didn't actually watch that, but you know, I think he could be there someday. We're going to keep our eye on him. What do you do in your spare time if you're not playing soccer?
Well, I sometimes watch educational videos about science or anything, like one of the subjects on there.
Yes.
I kind of watch them. And I sometimes
You're
watch
obviously a
this.
good science student, and you've obviously done a lot of work to prepare for today. The teachers are lucky to have you. And Gozi, what do you want to do someday?
I want to be a doctor or a lawyer or something that has to do with law.
Yeah, a professional person, and maybe a judge. You told me that before. You know, I can see you on the judge up there on the bench, and you already have a role, a responsible role, because you're a safety patrol. I see your sash there. Playing a nice game. Keep it up in the second half here. All right, 75 for Glendale, 120 for Glenarden Woods. Last correct answer came from that green team, so Tala, lots of points to give away. Let's go.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade for 20 points. Here we go. Most salamanders must stay moist because they absorb oxygen right through their skin. That's critical because they are missing what respiratory organs? Glendale, they have no what?
Lungs.
Lungs, that's absolutely correct. Good. Thank you, Emmanuel. Go, green.
Science potpourri for 20.
Science potpourri for 20 points. I like this question. A Vietnamese frog is one of the few animals that is one of these V-initialed performers that can throw its voice and thus trick nearby predators. Yeah, V-initialed. What you got?
Vocal? Vocal?
Not vocal. Vocal is a good guess. I'll repeat the question for Glenarden Woods. A Vietnamese frog is one of the few animals that is one of these V-initialed performers that can throw its voice and thus trick nearby predators. Jed?
Ventriloquist?
Ventriloquist it is. Yes, it is. That's a tough word to say. You got it. Go.
Let's get physical for 10.
Physical for 10 points. Coral reefs. We've all seen Finding Nemo. Coral reefs help protect coastlines from the damage caused by hurricane storm surge because they increase this.
They increase.
Nice and loud, Emmanuel.
They increase water temperature.
Not water temperature. Good try. Glenarden Woods. The coral reefs that protect coastlines from damage caused by hurricane storm surge is because they increase this force as the waves try to come crashing onto the shore. What you got?
Pressure. Do you think it's pressure? Pressure.
Jed, what's the consensus there?
Pressure.
Good try. Friction. Friction was the force we want there. Try again, please. Red.
Body systems for 15.
Body for 15 points. You know, you can keep your balance. The reason why we are not tottering all the time is because there are 3 curved tubes or canals in your ear that are named for what we call half a circle. Glenarden Woods.
Semicircle. Yes, semicircle. Semicircle?
Semicircle. Semicircular canals, absolutely right. The fluid moves in there, and but that movement is what helps us to maintain our balance. Little hairs in there detect the pressure. Good answer. Thank you, Linnea. Go, Jed.
Science potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. There was a movie called Predator, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. The Predator movie has been followed by another movie named for what other P-initialed word that describes Glendale.
Prey?
Prey, absolutely right. What the predator chases after and eats. You anticipated where I was going. That got you the points. Nice work. You're up to the century mark. Go, Talha.
Green things for 25.
Green things for 25. Here's your question. This L-initialed liquid found in rubber plants is often used to make rubber gloves and can cause a rash for people who have an allergy to it. That's called latex. Latex. Try again, green.
Body systems for 20 points.
Body systems for 20 points. The spongy material inside your bones where your blood cells are made. Glenarden.
Bone marrow.
Bone marrow. That's what I want to hear. Good answer. Good. Red, go.
Zooparade for 5.
Zooparade, 5 points. Zoologist Lucy Cook's motto for this mammal is, and I quote, "Being fast is overrated." One of these mammals, named Flash in the Zootopia movie, ran the Department of Mammal Vehicles. Glendale.
Sloth?
A sloth, that's right. Remember how it was? What do you want? Remember? And the buddy, hurry up already. Nice answer. Good. Green.
Let's get physical for 25.
Physical for 25. Big one in that category. All right, teams, listen carefully. Get ready on your buzzers. Think before you push. Wait until you hear everything. The neon lights that brighten so many building signs aren't environmentally friendly because the lights contain what other chemical, the only liquid metal that is sometimes called quicksilver.
Mercury.
Glenarden Woods.
Mercury.
Mercury, that's right. And mercury, you know, is dangerous, and it is found in neon lights. Good answer. Thank you, Dan, for your help. Go.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Moose and elk are among the few mammals that can eat these bitter-tasting, resin-filled leaves produced by coniferous trees. Coniferous trees are like spruce and fir. Needles is what we're looking for. They're one of the few mammals that can eat needles. Go again, red. Jed?
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Parents say to you and to their other children, You are my flesh and what? Glenarden Woods.
Blood.
Flesh and blood. You are my flesh and blood. That's it. Good. Go.
Let's get physical for 20.
Physical for 20 points. Multiple choice. You know what geckos are? Like little lizards? NASA is studying geckos who, like Superman, can superheroically climb straight up vertical walls. The forces that let geckos do that are called which of the following? Bernoulli forces, Van Allen forces, or van der Waals forces? You got 3 choices there. Green.
Van der Waals forces.
Say it.
Van der Waals forces.
You got it, the last one. You come in again. You're the man, Emmanuel. Van der Waals forces it is. Go green.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. This modern day scientist and inventor who hopes to get men to Mars and makes the world's most popular electric car.
Elon Musk.
Well, I got that in triplicate. Yes, indeed. Make sure we recognize you first. You got it. 20 points. Go. Green.
Dateline science for 25.
For 25. All right. The approach of Hurricane Ian to Florida's Tampa Bay caused the bay's water to recede from the shore. You might have seen the picture. All the water left the bay. That was a result of the winds pushing in this backwards direction, typical of low pressure systems. What word describes that backwards direction? Tough question.
Whirlpools?
Good try. Good try. No, not whirlpool. We're looking for a directional word here. Backwards direction. Typical of low pressure systems. Say it.
Outwards.
Counterclockwise. Counterclockwise instead of clockwise. Go again, please. Green. Come on, Tala.
Green things for 20.
You got it. Green things for 20 points. Careful now. While solar panels can convert sunlight into electricity with the help of a semiconductor, green plants can turn sunlight into this fuel. Glendale.
They can convert it into food and energy.
What kind of food?
Sugar.
Yep, you got it. Sugar it is. Go. Green. Thanks, Talha.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25. When NASA's rocket scored a direct hit on that asteroid that they were aiming for, one of the excited scientists who planned the event said, I felt a rush of this A-initialed hormone inside me. Glenarden Woods.
Adrenaline.
He's felt a rush of adrenaline. Yes, he did. All right, nice work there, red team. Go. Jed.
Dateline science for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. September 25th of last year was the first day of astronomical fall. First day of fall. The day when the sun crosses the equator and when we have an equal number of hours of daylight and darkness. The day is also called, therefore, the
Equinox.
The equinox, the autumnal equinox. You got it. Equinox meaning equal. Nicely done. Thank you, Linnea. Go. Red.
Dateline science for 5.
Dateline for 5 points. Here's your question. NASA's rocket ship named DART knocked an asteroid out of what elliptical path that it followed around another asteroid? Glenarden Woods.
Orbit.
You got it. It's called an orbit. Yeah, I think both teams knew that when you were first on the buzzer there. 3 questions left. You're all playing a good game here. Go, Jed.
Dateline science for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. Here it is. The first LED lights did not produce visible light, but rather what invisible short?
UV light.
Say it again.
UV light.
Ooh, not UV. Glenarden Woods. First LED lights did not produce visible light, but rather what invisible short wavelength light with the initials IR.
Infrared.
Infrared, yeah. If you had heard that, Emmanuel, we would have gotten it. All right, the buzzer says our game is over. Looks like Glenarden Woods has done it. We'll double check that score and be back with you in just a moment. Don't go away. And welcome back. What an exciting game here today, just as we expected. A close game. Our final tally is Glendale 165, Glenarden Woods 260. Congratulations. You are on one more step toward another county championship. Jed, tell us who you brought with you today.
This is Mr. B, our principal. This is Miss Foster, our coach. And then we have Linnea, Daniel, Eddie, John, David, and Allison.
You could be the host of this show. You did a really nice job there, Jed. Congratulations. Have a nice round of applause for that Glenarden team. Absolutely. And Talha, you had a great team over there, your colleagues. Tell us who you got back there with you.
We have Chelsea and our coach, Mr. Gabriel.
Hey, Chelsea and Mr. Gabriel, let's give them a round of applause too. Super. Super. You guys are the pride of your schools, and I hope you all recognize that. We hope you played along and were able to keep up with these great kids. We'll see you next time on the Science Bowl. Until then, I'm Dave Zarin. Bye-bye.